Hi, and welcome to yet another video in the series of using ChatGPT to create WordPress website tools. Okay, so in this particular video, we are going to learn how to create a BMI tool using the free version of ChatGPT. And mind you, you don't need to be an expert in coding before you'll be able to do it. This is for a complete beginner, or even if you're an expert in coding, you can as well follow up with the video and then learn how to create a BMI calculator. So now let's have a quick look at what the tool looks like before we dive into the main business of the day. So here is it. So this is the tool we are going to create. Okay, BMI calculator, where the person has to input the height, the weight, and we also add additional features, okay, such as estimated body fat, which is right here. Let's have a look at it. Estimated body fat, and then waist to hip ratio, which can be calculated when the person inputs. Okay, so let's go ahead and have a look at this. So when the person inputs the waist circumference and the hip circumference, so let's just input a dummy text right there, and then for the hip as well, let's say 145. Then let's hit calculate again. Now you can see the estimated value for body fat and also the estimated value for waist to hip ratio, which are right here. So we have this and we also have this as well. All right, so now before we start anything else, I've created a roadmap, or let me just say a blueprint, okay, which you are going to follow in order to arrive at the tool we've created and any other tool you want to create using the free version of ChatGPT. So let's go ahead and have a look at that. Now, whilst we wait for this to open, let's go ahead and then confirm the ChatGPT account we are using as free. Okay, so let's go ahead and then confirm the account. It's right here, free. Okay, so that is it. All right. So now that we've opened the tools creation roadmap, what are some of the requirements that we need? Okay, so let's go ahead and have a look at the requirements that we need. So first, we are saying that you need to have a WordPress hosting account, and if you've been following the videos on the channel, this wouldn't be an issue for you. But if this is your first video you are watching with us, then let me go ahead and show you where you can find the video. So when you come to the account section right here, we have it here. So here is it, how to get a free WordPress hosting account. So come and watch this video and you'll be able to arrive at this account we've created. This is a free account, infinityfree.com. That's what we use to create the free WordPress hosting account. Now let's go back to the second requirement, which is saying install and clean up WordPress dashboard. And we've also covered this right on this channel. So let's go back to it and have a look. So this is it, this particular video, install WordPress like a pro in 2025 plus dashboard cleanup tips. So we've covered this as well on the channel. So the first two requirements wouldn't be a problem to you. You just have to come back and then watch the video. Now we are saying that install Elementor, Classic Editor Plus, Clear Catch for Me, and Ocean Extra plugin. So in the previous two videos, we've not covered how to install a plugin or a theme. So we are going to cover this right in this video. So now let's go back to the free WordPress account that we have. So the one I used in the video for the tutorial was mywptools.kisak.com. So go ahead and then open yours, whatever name you choose, open it, and then to log in, just bring /wp-admin. Then you hit enter. Then go ahead and then log into your account. Once again, to log in, make sure you add wp-admin, this particular link. Make sure you use this in order to log into your account. Then when it opens, this is what you are going to get. We've cleaned up the dashboard and everything is looking fresh, so this is what you are going to get. So go ahead and then come to where it says plugins. Then go ahead and click on add plugin. And let's go back to our roadmap. The first one we have here to add is Elementor. So let's go ahead and add it. So you search for Elementor, okay? Then you install the one showing on your screen right away. This particular one, you install it. So you click on install. Then you go ahead and activate. That's great. Then you might see a screen that pops up for you to onboard, okay? If that is the very first time you are installing Elementor, you can go ahead with it, or you just click the cancel button to do away with that, okay? Then let's go ahead and check the second one, which is Classic Editor Plus. So let's go ahead and install Classic Editor Plus. Come to add plugin again, okay? This. So you click on it. Then let's search for Classic Editor. Okay, so here is it, the Classic Editor Plus. Then you hit install now. Then you go ahead and activate. That's good. Then let's go ahead. The other one, Clear Cache for me. So let's go ahead and install that one as well. So here is it, Clear Cache for me, this particular one. Then install now. Then activate. Great. Now let's go ahead again. Then Ocean Extra. So let's go and install that one as well. Ocean Extra right here. Then install now. Then activate. Now we are done with the requirement for the plugins. Okay, so make sure you follow exactly what I'm doing. Everything takes time and patience, so follow the video minute by minute, second by second, and then you practice along to be able to get the exact results I'm going to get. And at your spare time, make sure you practice as well. Okay, pick any tool on your own and then you practice. Okay, so let's go ahead. So now we are moving on to install Ocean WP theme. Okay, so let's go ahead. Then we come to where it says appearance right here. Okay, appearance, then you click on it, then you come to themes, then you go to add theme, then let's search for Ocean WP. This theme right here, Ocean WP, then you install. Great, you activate. So now if after activating the theme, if you go back to your website front end, you are going to see a different look. Okay, so that's what a theme usually does. It changes the appearance of your website. So this is what it's going to look like, fresh. So now let's go back to our roadmap and see what we have next to do. Now ChatGPT free version, so all you have to do is just to register for ChatGPT, and it's easy to do. Okay, just come here and then create a free account. As I've already shown you, it's a free account right here. It's a free account. Okay, so go ahead and then register for your ChatGPT. Then let's go on. So here we are saying download and install these softwares. It is very important, okay, to download and install it because we are going to use it in our tutorial. Okay, we are going to use it very much, so install it. Now I have already installed them, but I'm just going to show you how you can get it as well. So it's pretty easy. Just go to your Chrome, and then the first one on the list is WinRAR. Okay, so just go ahead and search for, or let's just say download WinRAR. Hit enter. It's going to come. So this is it. So you just have to download the latest version as at the time you are watching the tutorial. So you just download it and then install. It's pretty easy to do. Then the next one is PSZip. So let's change that to it. I'm doing it so that you see the how the software looks exactly. So this is it. So you can just install it right here as well. Then let's go ahead to the next one, Sublime Text. So this is how the Sublime Text also looks like. Okay, so you can see it right here. I have it here. Then you install that one. Then I believe the last one is Notepad++. Then you can go and search for Notepad++ as well. This is how it also looks like. So download those 4 softwares and then you are through with this particular aspect of as well of the requirement. Now we are going to move ahead and look at how the master prompt is supposed to be structured and what it means. But before I go into the master prompt, let's go ahead and then have a look at the plugin structure right here. Okay, so after I've explained the plugin structure, we'll come back to the master prompt so that you'll be able to understand from the beginning of it what it means. So let's use the one we have right from ChatGPT. Okay, so this is all we have. Or for the sake of what we have in the master prompt, let me go ahead and use the direct one we have in the master prompt so that you can create it directly. Alright, so from the master prompt we have this. Okay, so let's go ahead and create it ourselves. So now from the prompt, it's saying that we need to create a folder. When you see the slash here, this particular slash, okay, it means it's telling us to create a folder. Let me show it to you all. This is telling us to create a folder. So that means the whole of this should be a folder. This Echelon Prime Tools. So now let's go ahead and then create the folder. So you just have to press the right key, come to new, then folder, or if you want to use the shortcut, it's just Control Shift and N. So you create it and name it exactly as it is. Okay, so we have Echelon dash prime dash tools. Great. So we are done with the first one. Now let's go ahead and then have a look at the structure once more. So here it's telling us to continue and do what? Create a file. Okay, so this one means that there should be a file within what? The folder Echelon Prime Tools. So this particular file is supposed to be in. So right now we leave it as it is. We are only going to create the folder structure without any file in it. So let's go ahead and look for the folder next. So here is telling us we have another folder. The slash is here called includes, which is right here. So what you have to do is to go ahead and open the main folder, which is Echelon-Prime-Tools, and then create another folder inside that folder named includes. So let's go ahead and then do that one as well. And so we just have to come back here and open this folder. Great. So let me put the two side by side, then we can work with it. So now let's go ahead and create that folder includes. So you just have to name it includes. Great. Now we move ahead. Now it's telling us that inside this includes folder, we are going to have a file known as class-tool-manager.php, and then class-settings.php, and then helpers.php. Depending on the plugin you are going to create or the tool you are going to create, it might not have all those files, but whatever file that is needed and is supposed to be in the includes folder, ChatGPT is going to let you know and then include it right there. So now we don't have any folder to create here. So now let's move down. Now when we come to models, it's telling us that we need a folder inside the Echelon Prime Tools at the same level at which includes is. So now let's have a look at it. So now if we can see include is on this level, is the same level that model is. So what it means that this same place you have to create another sub folder, okay, another folder, and name it models. So just go ahead and then we do that as well. Then we name it models. And the models is simply where our main tools are going to be. So we'll have a look into that later on in the video. So now let's continue. So inside the model, okay, it's telling us that we need another folder because of the slash right here named BMI checker. So we have this right here. So this is also supposed to be a folder, not a file. Okay, so we have it BMI checker. And don't get confused, just follow the video step by step. This is nothing difficult, it's pretty easy, you can do it. So go ahead and then have that folder also created. So to create that folder, we have to open the models folder. So you open it and then create another folder right here, okay. Then you name it BMI checker. Sorry. There you have it. Then we go ahead. Then inside the BMI checker, we are going to have, okay, BMI checker.php. So this is going to be a file, and it's telling us that this file is going to register the short code plus block plus enqueue assets. So it's just explaining what is going to be there, so don't mind the explanations for now. Then you're also going to have another file known as bmi-block.js, which is JavaScript, and also we are going to have another file as bmi.css, and then we are going to have another folder, and inside that folder we will have form.php. So this is a folder inside BMI checker. If you look at it very well, you could see that it's having the slash at the end of it, okay. Right before the form there is a slash, which means it is a folder, so don't miss it, look at it critically. So to do that, let's open the BMI checker, then create a form, okay, known as create a folder known as views, okay. So we name it views. Great. And this is where your look of the form is going to be. As you can see, it's having the form.php. The look of it, this particular one here, right here, okay, this is where you are going to find it. So it's pretty easy. Now we go ahead. Then it's saying that we have loan calculator. Now this is a plugin that we intend to scale, so it's going to have different or a lot of tools. So for now we are not interested in another tool, so this is just a placeholder, so let's ignore it. And then age calculator, let's ignore it. And then future tools, so what it means is that later the tools that we are going to add, they are going to be on the same level as this BMI checker inside our models folder, okay. So that is just the explanation of that. Now when we go ahead, it's saying that we need to create another folder named admin. Now if you ask yourself, what level is this folder admin on? So when you check critically, so this is the first one dash then admin, go ahead and check. So first one dash models, first one dash includes, so it's going to be on the same level as the includes, the models, and the other ones, okay. So this is it. So you go back to where you have your includes and models and create another folder known as admin. So let's go ahead and do that. Now it's telling us that inside this admin folder we are going to have a file known as settings-page.php. So this is a file, so we leave it for now. And then inside it, that same admin folder, we are going to have another folder, okay, known as assets, as you can see right here. So what you have to do is to go ahead, open the admin folder, and then create another folder and name it assets. Then we go back. Great, so now we need to create another folder again, and this folder is in the same level as admin, the same level as models, and the same level as includes. So you just have to create it right here. So you go ahead and click Ctrl Shift N, then create and name the folder assets. Now inside this asset is telling us that we are going to have a file known as global.js and then global.css. So just keep that in mind. So we have successfully created the folder structure. Okay, so we have our folder structure right in place. So now let's go ahead and have a look at the one I'm already using so that you can see some of the examples right in it. So let's say this is the main one we created from here, and then when you open it, we are going to have all the sub ones. Okay, so this is the main file, echelon-prime-tools.php. so this is the file, and then all the other folders we just created in the new one, which is admin, assets, includes, models. And then here we have the last one. Let me show you the last one, which is asset, having global.js and global.css. Okay, so when you open assets right here, you are going to see that those two files. Okay, so this is a CSS file, and then this is a JavaScript file as well. So we have successfully completed that. So now let's go ahead and then go through the master prompt now before we do anything else. So let me maximize that. Now it's telling us that you are assisting me in creating a WordPress plugin suite called Echelon Prime Tools. Okay, so that is the name I chose because Echelon Prime is the name of my business, so I go with that. So you can go with any other name you want, it is fine. Then keep these rules in mind at all times. Okay, so then it goes ahead to say that plugin purpose. So first we are defining what the plugin is meant to do. So the plugin is a modular tool suite, which we've already seen, not just one tool. That's why when you scroll down, you could see that it made room for loan calculator, age calculator, and future tools. So it is a modular suite. Okay, so it's going to contain a lot of tools later on as we develop more tools. So let's go ahead. Then tools belong to different categories. It could be health, finance, education, productivity, etc. Okay, so you have to choose the type of tool you want. ChatGPT can help you to classify the category under which they belong. Okay, for example, the BMI belongs to the health category, then it goes right into that. Then each tool can be toggled on/off from the plugin's admin settings panel. Now let's go and have a look at that and then see what ChatGPT is really telling us with that. So this is the place where I've already created the tool I'm testing. So you can see the category right here. You can see it as health. Then we can see the tool BMI calculator. This is actually a short code which we'll delve into later on. And then we also say that the tool can be toggled on and off, which is also right here. Okay, then let's now continue. Then tool behavior. So it says that if a tool is on, okay, it should render normally from or the calculator or whatever tool it is. Then it should be available in both shortcode form, example BMI underscore checker, and then as a Gutenberg block under the Echelon Prime Tools category. So we'll delve more into this later in the future tools. Then if a tool is off, the shortcode and block still exist, so they can still be inserted in the editor. On the front end, they should render nothing, completely hidden from visitors. Now let's go ahead. Now, okay, let's read this before we go ahead and see the practical aspect of it. Then it says that this ensures editors don't lose content or face invalid block errors, and tools can be reactivated without needing to be reinserted. Okay, so now let's go ahead and have a practical look at that. So right here, let's open this in a new tab. So right here we can see the tool is very much active. Okay, the tool is very much active. It's right here. Now what we are going to do next is to go and off it in our settings page and see whether we will still have the tool after refreshing. Okay, so let's toggle it off, then save changes. Now let's clear cache. Great. Now let's go ahead and then press Ctrl and R to reload the page. And you can see our tool has vanished. So this requirement right here has been obeyed successfully. Okay, if the tool is off, this has been obeyed. So now let's go ahead and then on the tool back. Okay, so let's go back on it, then save changes. Now you can clear cache to fetch a fresh content, then reload. Now our tool is back. So I kind of included this on purpose so that, let's say you are working on a lot of tools, or you have a lot of tools which you've placed in different parts of your website, okay, whether pages or posts or whatever, and then there is the need for you to update a certain tool or to work on a certain tool to add a feature or subtract a feature. You can just off that tool whilst you work on it back end. Then when you are done, then you can on it back without needing to go back to look for where you pasted your shortcode to repaste again. No. So you just have to off it, work on it, on it back, and then you are good to go. So let's go ahead. So 3, now we have the plugin structure, which we've already talked about. So we've seen it right there. So now 4. So we are saying development workflow. Okay, so this is going to tell ChatGPT app method, okay, or how we want the tool to go, or how we want the creation of everything to go. So we are saying that each time I start a new chat, I will provide you with relevant details for the specific tool I want to create. Example, BMI checker, loan calculator, etc. You will then help me create that tool as a self-contained model following the above structure. What it means as a self-contained model right here is saying that whenever we move to a new tool, ChatGPT is supposed to place it under models and then use the name for it. For example, right now we are working on BMI checker. Then we want to move on to loan calculator. ChatGPT is supposed to create it as a self-contained and put it right under model as hot loan calculator or age calculator or whatever the name of the tool is. So now let's go ahead. Then each model must check toggle status before rendering output, as we've already seen with the on and off one. Then each new tool should be built in a way that it can be plugged in without breaking others. That is exactly why we have models folder, and then the tool can be built on their own inside the model, so that if anything happens within a particular tool, we can just take that out and then sort it out. Then let's go ahead. Then each new tool should be built in a way that it can be plugged in. Okay, we've already read that. Then when making updates, changes or additions to existing code, always rewrite the entire file so I can copy paste directly without inconsistencies. Now, from the beginning, I told you that this is what beginner friendly. So this clause right here, or this sentence right here, is telling ChatGPT that we don't just want changes to be made and then expect us to go and look into the chunk of code and paste the changes there. No, it's supposed to rewrite the entire code for us. What do I mean by that? Let's go back to our tool and then have a look at something. So let's quickly input some random values and create something. So let's say 180, let's say 70, then age 25. Let's calculate. Okay, so right here we have this. So let's say we want ChatGPT to change the green color to black, and then you went ahead and paste your current plugin file with the instruction to change the normal marker to what? Black. Now ChatGPT can just give you a portion of the code that deals with this particular one for you to go and paste that code over there. We don't want that. Okay, since we are complete beginners, we don't want that. So it's supposed to fetch, let's say if it's being found in bmi.css, where you can find your these particular things, then it's supposed to go and rewrite that entire bmi.css code for us, including the changes, so that we can just copy and paste. Okay, so that is that for that one. Now let's go ahead as well and then have a look at the next one. So we have the big picture. Okay, now this plugin will eventually become a suite of tools under the brand Echelon Prime Tools. So we've already seen that it must be professional, scalable, and maintainable, not just hacky snippets. We've already seen that as well. Then think like a senior developer building a tool ecosystem, not just one calculator. That is why we have models. Then always code with precision and scalability in mind, never minimal or temporary. Okay, because ChatGPT is used to making this kind of things like, okay, let me set the plugin this for you, or let me do this for temporarily for placeholders and all those kind of things. No, we don't want it. When it's going to code for us directly. We don't want any temporal thing. Then you have to what? Paste this prompt into every new chart, and we can build or adjust any tool model without losing track of the overall framework. Now take this from me. Okay, so when you want to create the tool, you are supposed to what? Come and copy this prompt, you paste it and give vivid instruction about the tool that you want to create. That's how come we have the next one, which is saying BMI calculations guide. Okay, so I'll advise you to go ahead, make a research about any tool that you want to create first, then include everything in the prompt so that ChatGPT will have the deep knowledge, or will have the overall view of what you want the tool to do or how you want the tool to look like. So let's go ahead into the core principle behind the BMI calculator we just created, or the BMI checker we have. Okay, so we have BMI calculations guide. So we have core calculation logic, which is accurate formula. So this is it. There is nothing to explain here. It's just a formula on how BMI is being calculated. Then unit flexibility. So allow both metric kilogram/centimeter or meter, and imperial imperial, sorry about that, and imperial inputs. Okay, auto convert between units when needed. So right now our tool is having just the metric one. Okay, so I've taken the imperial one for now. Okay, which can be added later on. Then let's go ahead. Then we have input validation. Prevent invalid numbers, example negative numbers or height equals 0. Then reasonable ranges. Okay, so weight should be between 20 to 300 kilogram and height between 0.5 to 2.5 meters. So now let's go ahead and have a look at the tool for that aspect. Let's reload. Alright, so let's say height. We are inputting 0 for height. You see, it's marking it red, so it's not a valid height. Okay, so now let's put height of 500. Red is also not a valid height. Okay, so let's put a height of 200. It is valid because it ends at 250, so 251 becomes invalid height. Okay, I'm here to see someone who is this tall though. All right, then we go ahead and then kilogram. Okay, so 0 invalid, 10 invalid. Okay, 10 is valid, that's pick 10. Let's see 5 invalid. Okay, so we have that as well. Okay, and then let's try negative value, negative 45. No, it can't work. Okay, so that is it. So it has also obeyed that aspect for us. So now let's go ahead and have a look at the next one, is user demographics. So we have age. Adults use standard BMI cutoffs, then children/teen BMI for age percentile charts. Okay, World Health Organization WHO, then CDC growth charts. Then we also have sex/gender. While BMI formula doesn't change, interpretations can vary slightly, example risk ranges. And then ethnicity, some groups, Southeast Asian, East Asian, and then face higher risks at lower BMI threshold, so support custom cutoff tables. So all these will be included later on, but we have the sex being included already. Okay, then the age too is there. Then output interpretation, so weight category. So we have underweight, normal, overweight, and obese, which we can find right here. Okay, so we have it right here if we should do any calculation. So let's go ahead and calculate and see. Sorry, height 180, then weight, let's say 80 or 60, then age 25, and being a male with circumference, let's say 42. Then okay, let's pick female so that we can have hip, then hip 160. Then we calculate. So here is it. So the person is normal, almost underweight. So let's decrease the weight and see something. So we calculate now, the person is underweight. Okay, so we have all the categories here: underweight, normal, overweight, and then obese. Okay, then let's go ahead. Then customizable HOT threshold, so WHO, then Asian standards. So this as well has been taken off for now. Okay, but there is a space for it which I can always bring back. Here is it, the health standards. So we have the active profile where we can display whether the result is based on WHO standard or any other health standard that we want. Then health context, so add disclaimers like this, so which we already have right here. So disclaimer, Okay, so we have our disclaimer right here. Great. So now let's go ahead. Then we have something of this nature as well. Let's go. So where we are, so optional structure metrics. So waist to hip ratio, we've already seen that. And then body fat, which is estimated from BMI plus age plus sex through, though approximate. So we have it here. So estimated body fat. Okay, let me circle that for you, or do this for you. So here's it. So we have the estimated body fat. Great. Now let's go ahead and then the body fat and waist to hip ratio. Okay, so we have that. Then UX and accessibility, so it should be responsive design. Okay, it should be responsive on mobile and desktop. Now let's go and test it on mobile and see whether it's really responsive. So here is it. So to do that, let's go to Control Shift and then I. Then let's go ahead and pick mobile. As you can see, we have it responsible on mobile, responsive on mobile as well. Okay, so can change the values. Let's say 165. The weight, let's make it 60. Then age can remain like that. Female, everything can remain. Then let's recalculate. So now the BMI is 22.0. Then this is normal. Okay, then we have our estimated body fat and then waist to hip ratio with the disclaimer as well. So it is responsive on mobile as well and all the devices as well. So also responsive on tablet. Okay, so this is a responsive design, also responsive on laptop as well and desktop as well. Right, so that has also been taken care of. So now let's go ahead and see. So clear instruction, unit examples. Okay, is there. Then instant calculation, Ajax or JS without reloading the page, as we've been seeing all this while. Okay, the calculations come without reloading the page. Then accessibility compliance, screen reader support input labels. Will do that later in future updates. Then multilingual support will also do that later in future updates. Then technical considerations, so security and validation, sanitize input before calculation. This is being done at the code width level, which is already there. Then extendability, we have structure code, so more health metrics can be added later. Okay, so it's also there. Then performance, lightweight JS or PHP calculation, avoid unnecessary backend calls. It's also right there. Then short code / widget support, we've already seen that, the BMI underscore checker short code. Then we go ahead and then says compliance and ethics, so disclaimers, which is also there as well. Then privacy, no sensitive data should be stored without consent. In fact, we don't even store any data at all, because you don't have to log in to the website in order to use the tool. So no data of yours is being stored anywhere. Okay, so medical guidance, optionally linked to credible sources, which is World Health Organization, WHO, and then CDC. Okay, so it's also something we can include in later updates of the plugin. Then summary, they are saying that a strong BMI calculator needs correct formula plus unit handling. Then considerations for age, sex and ethnicity. Then we also go ahead and then we have dynamic interpretation tables. All these ones will come if we are fully making it live for people to start using. Okay, so you can just create a small blog post about it with the tables, the interpretations, wherever they fall, or the values, what it means, and then you can link it to credible sources. Okay, so later on in this particular channel, we are going to delve right into that when we start learning how to design blogs, pages, websites, and all those kind of things. We'll learn how to write blog posts as well with all SEO factors in place. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you be in touch and then learn more. There is more to come. So we have validation, accessibility, and UX clarity. Then we also have disclaimers plus data protection. So we have those things. Then critical development insights. So I recommend structuring the tool so BMI categories and thresholds are stored in a settings page, editable by admin. That way you won't hard code WHO numbers and you can easily adapt for children, Asian standard, etc. So this is also something that we can include later on in the settings page. Then I've also included these particular ones for you, key things to know. So basically this is the last aspect for the tools creation roadmap. I'll be sharing this file with you. Okay, so don't worry, you get it right in the description section. So key things to know. Okay, so I came to realize these important things when I was creating the tool. Okay, so make sure you keep this in mind. If not, ChatGPT is going to mess with your code, which we don't want. So keep it in mind. So for a safer and clearer result, always make sure to give ChatGPT your most current plugin file for reference. What it means is that if you should come here, okay, let's go to what I'm doing. If you should come here, you could see that I have different files here, okay, up to, let's say this is the current one I'm using, so up to 23. So we have this, all these are changes, okay, that I'm doing, and the reason why they are here plenty is also here, which I'll explain to you. Very, very important. Then okay, so let's say this is the most current one, the Echelon Prime Tools into bracket 23. So whatever change I want to do, I have to make sure I give ChatGPT that particular plugin file. Do not expect ChatGPT to keep record for all the changes you are doing. No. Give ChatGPT your most current plugin file, the one you've installed and tested and see, okay, this is okay, but let me just make these changes or addition. Give that particular plugin file to ChatGPT. Then 2, be precise and direct when instructing ChatGPT to modify or add features to the plugin. So let's say from your results marker, okay, from your results marker you want to change these colors. You can go ahead and tell ChatGPT the specific color to use for each category. Now if you go ahead and tell ChatGPT, oh, I want to use different colors for this category, can you help me with the changes, or whatever your prompt might be, it can give you any result at all, probably some colors that you might not want. Okay, so be specific and precise enough. Tell ChatGPT exactly what you want. Short. Now let's go ahead. Then it's also saying, okay, try as much as possible to start major file edit or feature addition in a new chat with reference plugin file attached. Okay, so whenever you want to make a major change, something you know is major, not just minor, make sure you open a new chat right here. Okay, and your ChatGPT, go ahead and then click on new chat, which is right here. Open it in a new chat. Great. So make changes feature by feature. Do not give ChatGPT an instruction that involves a lot of changes at once. That is the reason why you can see a lot of files over here, because I'm obeying the 4th rule that I've realized myself. So make sure you do that feature by feature. okay, I want you to make, let's say you are doing the tool, and then here ChatGPT has placed this particular input boxes one per row, so you want to change it. And then you've also realized that you want to change the colors. You've also realized that you want to change the disclaimer text. You've also realized you want to change the text, the calculate text to, let's say let's calculate BMI or something like that. Okay, make sure you do it feature by feature. First, tell ChatGPT to make the input fields 2 per row. Okay, and then for mobile version, you can further go ahead and specify how you want it. For example, I went ahead and specify okay, and tell ChatGPT that for the mobile version, I want it 2 per row, and their weight or their percentage should be 35% each. Okay, I mentioned 35% because when we start designing websites, you get to know why it is important to use percentages for mobile responsiveness. So immediately I mentioned the 35% to ChatGPT, it was able to pick it and tell me that okay, I'll use 35% for each box, and the remaining 30% I'll use it as gap, which is the distance between the two fields. So it was able to analyze from what I said, and then being able to come out with that, because per the row has to be 100%. So if I'm using 35, it's left with 30. It makes up to 70, so it's left with 30, so that everything fits perfectly on any mobile device at all. That is the most important aspect of using the percentage for the mobile responsiveness. We can use bezels for laptop, for desktop, and co. So let's go ahead. Then the last one is saying that don't respond to ChatGPT's follow-up questions unless it is necessary. So here ChatGPT has this funny way of doing things. Let's say you ask ChatGPT to add a feature to it. Okay, so let's say make text larger. ChatGPT can go ahead and tell you, okay, you want me to use font 16, font 30, font 14, or font size of whatever. Now this is a necessary question because I said unless it is necessary. So it is necessary. So you can specify, if you know how a 16 font size will look like, you can go ahead and specify it. If you don't know, just tell ChatGPT to go ahead and use a readable font and go straight to the code without asking you further questions. If not, it's going to come out with different related questions, and by the time it comes to where it's supposed to give you the code, it might have lost the value which you are looking for and give you the most recent code for the current question it's asking you. For example, if it asks you, let's say you want to do a particular change, and it started asking you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions, and you're answering, by the time you get to the 5th questions, it might forget what exactly you want it to do and go ahead and give you the answer for the 5th question you've answered. So it is very important not to respond to the follow-up questions unless it is necessary, and as such, for the necessary ones, to make sure you limit it to a maximum of 2. Then stop there and then ask ChatGPT to go ahead and give you the code. So basically that is it. So this is all we have for the tools creation roadmap. So this file will be made available for you. So now let's go ahead and have the practical look into the plugin creation. So now we've talked about the folder structure, okay, or the plugin structure. So let's go ahead and see how the code looks like, what you are supposed to do with the code if ChatGPT starts giving you the codes. Okay, so now let me go ahead and start from the beginning here. Okay, so I don't want this, as well. Okay. I'm trying to look for the very chart, the beginning. Okay. Okay, so this is the beginning of everything, I think so. So I want to create a BMI checker using WordPress. I am considering whether to use WP code plugin or make a custom plugin for it. As a senior WordPress developer, first analyze my idea above and tell me which one is the best. I will then go ahead and give you more information on how I intend to make the tools. So here is it. It breaks it down. Great question. And then analyze for the WP code option, which is just a snippet you go and paste, and then the custom plugin, and then with the verdict says, since you are a senior WordPress developer plus running a company plus teaching how to build tools, the custom plugin path is absolutely the best fit. Then how was he able to know that I have a company, I'm running a company? Because I was able to fit that to the tool at the back end. Okay, so let's go ahead and have a look at that so that you can also do that as well. So when you come to customize ChatGPT, then you can input the details about you, what you want ChatGPT to know about you. This actually saves time. Okay, it saves you time. Then here, what should ChatGPT call you? So it can go with the name Mr. Eklund. Then what do you do? Okay, senior WordPress developer and founder / CEO of Eklund Prime. That's how come it was able to come with Eklund Prime tools as the name. Then what personality should ChatGPT have? Okay, so we have that as default. Then what traits should ChatGPT have? Very important. So I'm saying that use very similar characteristics and answers, just like the pro version will do. Consider it for educational or experimental purposes. And then whenever you are writing code for me, make sure to be extremely accurate in the output. This is very important. Then always ask the most relevant and critical questions that will aid your understanding and to help you give accurate results. Take a forward thinking view. Tell it like it is. Don't sugarcoat responses. So I want ChatGPT to be straightforward. Then I went ahead and then give more characteristics that I want. Okay, so anything else ChatGPT should know about you? So I said I love designing websites using WordPress. I founded a company called Eklund Prime, and this is the link as well. Okay, so I am currently running a YouTube channel for my company where I am starting with the teaching of how to create tools using ChatGPT and WordPress. I will later incorporate other things. So this is something I want ChatGPT to know about me. Okay, so make sure you customize your GPT as well. So let's go ahead now. So all these things, let's just leave it. So here is the first draft about our plugin structure. Okay, so we've already seen that. Now I want to go ahead and then where we start the first code so that you also have a look at it. So here we came up with the master plugin, and I later read and refine the master plugin as well so that you get exactly what I want you to get. Okay, so database control, we have all this. This is not necessary. So let's go ahead and see what you are supposed to do. Okay, so we have another draft of the plugin structure. Okay, great. So we start right from this place. So I'm going to take you through it so that you know how to create and save the file, since you are learning how to create the BMI calculator. All the other ones is just English. Okay, you are going to have the master prompt which can give you all these things that you want. So there's no need for me to go ahead and read all those things to you, but just to guide you. So now we are going to have the core plugin file, which is echelon-prime-tools.php. So now first let me go ahead and open the plugin structure, then we do that along. Okay, so let's get things in place. So it says that the folder echelon prime-tools. Okay, inside this we are going to have a file known as echelon-prime-tools.php. So that is exactly the file it has given you here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So okay, so this is it we've created. So all you have to do is to open it. Okay, you can open it or you can leave it wherever you want. Then it says that the base plugin file has to be here, right here. That is what it's showing in the structure. Okay, so echelon prime-tool.php, and then it goes ahead to give us the code. Okay, so all you have to do is to go ahead and copy the code. Now when you copy the code, I've asked you from the beginning to install some softwares. So the software we are going to use for PHP code is going to be Sublime Text. You can use the Notepad++ for the PHP codes as well. There is nothing wrong with it. So go ahead and then open your Sublime Text. Then you paste the code right here. Now when you paste the code, come back and have a look at how ChatGPT wants you to name the code. So here it's telling us to name the code or to save the code as echelon-prime-tools.php. So when you create it, go ahead and then you save it. So Control S. Okay, so let's go ahead and then save the file. So you just come right here and click on File, then you go to Save, then Save as type, which is PHP. Okay, so go ahead and then name it just like how ChatGPT wants you to name it. So you go ahead and write echelon or the name that you choose. Okay, prime-tools. Then you go ahead and look for where you've created your folder. Ours is on the desktop, so here is it. Then you save it right there. Save. So now if we should go right into our folder, we are going to see this base file, which is our base plugin file. So this is how you create your first PHP file from the code that ChatGPT has given you. So now let's go ahead and have a look. So the second one is telling us that the tool manager. So we are going to place the code in includes the folder we created. This includes folder. Okay, that's where we are going to paste this code. So go ahead again, copy the code, then go to your Sublime Text again. Okay, then let's see the name of the tool first. clash.tool-manager. So just come here and then new file. Okay, then go ahead and then paste your code. Then you go to file or Control S, then you save the file. So we are saving it as what? Class dash tool dash manager. Then we are saving it in include folder. So you open include folder, then you save it right there. So it has been saved. So now if you go back to your folder, okay, you won't find it here, but if you open includes, you are going to find the file right here. So you've successfully done that as well. So let's go ahead. Then settings. So this settings file, okay, class dash settings is also going to be in includes folder. So let's go ahead, you copy the code, you come to Sublime Text, you add a new file, then you paste the code. Okay, so when you paste the code, you go ahead and then you save the file as well. Okay, so let's first go and check how we are supposed to save the file. Class dash settings. Okay, now let's go ahead and then save it. First, make sure you confirm where you are saving it. So this one is also going into includes. So go ahead and then name it class dash manager, no, settings. Okay, settings, then you save it and you can minimize this. If you come back, you find your file right here as well. So let's go ahead. Then it gave us the BMI checker model. Okay, so it's going to be found in models folder, and then inside BMI checker, then the file BMI checker.php. So let's copy that one as well. Go ahead and then to our Sublime text, we add new file, and then we paste the code. Then we go ahead and then save it as BMI-checker. So save. Now we have to go back, okay, and go and look for where we are supposed to save it. Okay, ChatGPT is telling us to save it under models. So we first open the folder models, then we go ahead inside the folder again called BMI checker. Then from there we can then save the file as BMI checker. So here we have it as well. Okay, then make sure you check the save as type. So it's here PHP, then you click on save. So we have that file to registered. So when you go back, okay, you can go back, go to models, then go to BMI checker. You have your file right here. So you've gotten that one to correctly. So make sure you follow step by step. Let's minimize that. Then the BMI form view. Okay, so it's also telling us it will be saved in hot models, BMI checker, views, and form.php. So now this particular form.php, okay, since it hasn't been defined as such, I'm going to use Notepad++ to do the savings for this particular one. Okay, you can as well go ahead and use the Sublime text, but for these ones as such, make sure you use the Notepad++. So let me just copy it. Then right now I'm going to open the Notepad++. Then go ahead and then paste the code. So this is it. So once I've pasted it, I'm going to go ahead and save it. Now I'm going to look for save as type. Okay, then we search for PHP. Okay, you can just press P. So PHP is actually hypertext, so H. So here is it. Hypertext preprocessor. So here is it. Hypertext preprocessor file. So here is it, PHP file. So your P. Then you name it as how we are supposed to name it, as what? Form. So you give it the name form. Now you go ahead and then save it to where you are supposed to save it. So you're going to look for where your folder is under models, BMI checker, views, as you can see right here. Okay, then you save it right there. So make sure it always says append extension, so you save it. So now you have your PHP file for the form view as well. So now let's go back and then have a look at how it's looking. So inside the views, you can now see that you have your form as well. Okay, so that's it. Then let's go ahead, scroll down. Now we are going to do for bmi-blog.js. Okay, so let's copy it. then it's supposed to be in models BMI checker, then bmi-blog.js. So that one too, I'm going to use the notepad plus plus. Okay, so for all your JavaScript, JS and CSS files, make sure you use the notepad plus plus for it, not the Sublime Text. Then we add new file, then you paste the code. Then let's go ahead and confirm. Okay, so this is a JS file, so let's go and save it. Save. Then let's go ahead and then look for where it's supposed to be. So it's supposed to be in models, so let's go back. So let's go back, models, and then inside the folder BMI checker. So it's supposed to be here. So the file type is JS, which is JavaScript. So let's go and look for JavaScript. So this is JavaScript file. So then let's change the name. So BMI dash blog. Okay, so you have it right there, BMI blog. Then make sure its append extension is being ticked, then click on save. So we've successfully created this file as well. So now let's go ahead and create. Okay, so for now this is what we have. Okay, so with this you have a working plugin framework, a BMI checker model, an admin settings page where toggling works. Okay, so this is it. So do you want me to now package this into zip? No, because we are going to learn how to do that ourselves. Okay, so let's go ahead and then package it into the zip file as it says right here. So in doing that, let's go back to our plugin file, a plugin folder. Here is it. So all you have to do is to just right click on it. Make sure all files are being saved. You right click on it and then you click compress to zip file. Before you get this option, make sure you've installed all the softwares I asked you to install. Then you click on compress to zip file. So when you do that, it's going to give you a zipped file which you can go ahead and then upload to your WordPress. Okay, so I'm going to give you the current BMI checker file I have, so you can use it. You can use that one to first test it, then you continue to build your own and then remove mine and then test with yours. Okay, so basically that is how a file creation is. Okay, so let's see where we have some CSS files so that we can create that one as well. Okay, let me go and look for some that has CSS. Okay, let's go to another one. Okay, so this is a CSS file. Okay, so now let's go ahead and then do this. So now this is something I picked random. Okay, so okay, so it's supposed to be on our models BMI checker, then BMI.css. Okay, so updated colors only. As you can see, I'm updating it based on what feature by feature. So you can just copy this. This is just for learning purpose. Okay, then you go back to your notepad plus plus and let's create this CSS file as well. So new, then you paste, then you go ahead and then you save it. So now you are supposed to save it under BMI checker. Okay, so models, then BMI checker, so it's supposed to be here. Then file type is CSS, so press C, which is cascade style sheets file. So this is it, a CSS. Then we name it BMI, just BMI, and that's it. Then you go ahead and then you save it. Great. So now you have all your files. Okay. So now you have all your files. So if we should go back, you now have the BMI, the CSS file as well. So basically, this is how we came about the creation of our BMI checker plugin, okay, or tool. So now let's go ahead and have a look at how you can add this plugin, okay, how you can upload it manually, and then how you'll be able to show it at the front end of your website. So this is the last part of this particular tutorial. So once you are logged in into your WordPress dashboard, okay, so you can then go ahead and then go to our dashboard. So this is how it's supposed to look like. So let's go ahead and clean this. We don't want these ones. So you can come to the screen again, then you toggle them off. Okay, let's leave clear cache for me, it's important. So you have this here, right here, okay. So let's go ahead, then come to plugin, then you go to add, or you can just click on it. I'll leave the plugin file as well in the description page so that you can download it and test. Then you click on add plugin. Then here we are not going to search again since it's local. We have it direct. It's a direct plugin file. So you just come to upload, then choose file. Then we go ahead and choose the latest one. Then click open. So it will come right like this. Then you hit install now. Then you click on activate. Now once you've activated it, you are going to see it among the list of your tools, of your plugins. Then you will also see it at the left side here of the screen. Okay, so you can click on it and then you have a look right here. So you have it. Okay, so now let's go ahead and then display it on the front end. Okay, so now let's create just a post where it's going to be only the tool. So go ahead and then come to where it says post, then we add new post. Then here we can name it as BMI checker. Okay, BMI checker. Then here let's go ahead and say, oh, this is a test page, for our BMI checker tool. Then you hit enter. Then we go ahead and then put the short code there. So you just have to paste the short code. So let's go ahead and then do that, BMI then underscore checker, then you close it. So you save it right here. Now let's go ahead and view the post and see whether our form, our tool will be rendering. So here is it. So we've successfully added the tool to our WordPress website as well. So basically this is what you are supposed to do. So let's test it. So a height of 185 and a weight of 75. Okay, so let's do it step by step. Let's check only BMI. So you click on calculate. So you have it. So this is normal category. Then let's move it to the obese, let's say, because always we get for underweight and normal. So let's go to overweight and all that. Let's see this. So this is overweight. Then let's go for obese. Let's say 120. Probably send us to obese. Yes, so this is it. So all the categories are working. Okay, now here we have estimated body fat. We have to know the age first, and we have to know the gender before we can calculate that as well. So here is it. So now you have your estimated body fat. Then let's go ahead and then change it to female so that we can have the hip circumference. So for waist we say 45, then for the hip we say 90. So we calculate, and then we have waist to hip ratio at 0.50. Okay, so now our tool is working successfully. Once you have the plugin file and you are able to input the shortcode, you should be able to see this as well. So let me say a very big congrats to you for being able to stay with us from the beginning of the tutorial up to this level. So I'll urge you to go ahead and then practice. Okay, so in practicing, if you are not able to get anything well, my email is on the channel. When you come to the channel description, you'll be able to see my email, and then you contact me via the email for any help. Okay, so that if there is any future group that I'll create for help or for problem related issues that might come, then you'll be able to join it as well. Then I'll sort you out with everything. Okay, so congratulations once again, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications so that you stay up to date with us. Thank you.